Hello, my educator family. Let me welcome you to Delightful December and welcome you to another Strategy Sunday. We are in the series on the Appraisal Document, and so far we have looked at Guiding Principles 1 to 5. Here it is, we are now looking at the final principle, Principle 6, and we are closing out the series on the appraisal document that we utilize in the education system in Jamaica. There are two appraisal documents, one for the beginning teacher and one for the experienced teacher. And in our series thus far, we have covered how it is that as an educator, you can provide evidences whether you are the beginning teacher or you are the experienced teacher. To close out this series, we have with us Mrs. Kerrian Reid Bucknor, who will be looking at Guiding Principle 6. Teacher conducts himself or herself in a manner that uplifts the profession. We trust that this series has been great for you thus far, and that as you have listened, that you'll be able to present your professional portfolio when it gets to the appraisal part or the appraisal section when you get to the end of the school year, that you're able to demonstrate excellence as you present your professional portfolio. We want to thank you so much for tuning in each week, for clicking, for liking, for sharing, for watching, for commenting. It is really appreciated. And so we will be taking a break from Strategy Sunday for the rest of the year, and we will see you again in January. God bless you all, and we wish for you a very Yuletide season, one in which you'll be able to reflect on the reason for the season, and that you will also be a blessing to others that you come in contact with. God bless you all. Listening now as Mrs. Reid Bucknor shares Guiding Principle 6. Teacher conducts himself or herself in a manner that uplifts the profession.
Hello, everyone. Let me say thanks to Mrs. Carla Boswell-Lewis for giving me the opportunity to share a little of what I know about the appraisal process. Today, I will be speaking on guiding principle number 6, which reads, Teacher conducts himself or herself in a manner that uplifts the profession. I am Kerrian Reid Bucknor. As I think about this guiding principle, this quote comes to mind. The duties of a teacher are neither few nor small, but they elevate the mind and give energy to the character. Now, growing up as a youngster, teachers were one of the most respected professionals because of the work that we did and because what we did was valued. Now, in today's society, it may sometimes appear as though this reverence has changed, but I beg to differ on the basis that if, as a teacher, one of us was to act out of character, then we would be brought to account. Therefore, as teachers, as educators, our conduct must be above reproach. As such, the appraisal process seeks to keep us in check by allowing us to always bear in mind how we act, regardless of where we are and what we are doing. Now, the first teaching standard under this guiding principle states that the teacher acts with the knowledge that teaching is a public activity and teachers are constantly being scrutinized and assessed by members of the public. Now, what are the performance objectives that are looked out for on the appraisal document? And I will speak first for the beginning teacher. So, the performance evidence here states for the beginning teacher that he or she modeled positive behavior, responded positively to critical criticisms. So as a young teacher coming into the system, you must be aware that you don't know it all. And so your supervisors, your colleagues, your teammates, maybe there are there, as a matter of fact, to guide you to develop into a better teacher. Therefore, you must be open to criticisms. As for the experienced teacher, one performance evidence states that this teacher, as teachers, we must be a respecter of time. We must show up for classes on time. We must be on time for school, for other school events, and we also meet deadlines when deadlines are given. Additionally, as an experienced teacher, you would have had to comply with agreed dress code and code of conduct. Now, yes, we are in an age and a stage where, as professionals, we are not boxed in. But as educators, we still have to bear in mind that there are young children who are looking up to us. So we must maintain a certain standard of dress. Now, Teaching Standard 6.2 says that the teacher commits to the success of learners as individuals and of the institution as a whole. The performance evidences for the beginning teacher says that he or she should have participated effectively in teamwork. We have to remember that no man is an island, so we have to work together. For the beginning teacher also, he or she should have exhibited enthusiasm for and took pride in achieving excellence in whatever it is that you are doing, be it teaching the children, be it being involved in an activity that is being put on by the school. You do it to the best of your ability. For the experienced teacher, you would have worked effectively in teams and with your colleagues. You would have contributed to teamwork. You would have cooperated with your peers, and you would have accepted and gave constructive criticisms in order to improve learning outcomes of our students. Standard 6.3 says, accepted that teachers have a moral responsibility to themselves and those whom they serve, demonstrating leadership and commitment to improvements. The performance evidences for the beginning teacher. The beginning teacher would have respected time and was on time for classes 95% of the time. For the experienced teacher, he or she would have acted as a leader and role model for students and for members in the community. You should have taken pride in achieving excellence again in whatever it is that you are doing. Could be a community project, teaching the students, involvement in an activity that is being put on by the school, such as prize giving day, culture day. So whatever it is that you are involved in as a teacher, you would do it to the best of your ability because you're cognizant of the fact that as teachers, we must conduct ourselves in a manner that uplifts the profession. Now, what are the evidences that can be used in your e-portfolio to show that you are aware of these standards and that you are doing your best to enhance the profession? For the beginning teacher, you can include your mentor's report. So if you have a mentor and you would have met with your mentor would have guided you into doing certain things. And of course, they would have given you a report to say that, okay, these are the improvements that you have made, and these are the areas in which you need to improve. So you can use that as one evidence. As the beginning teacher, you can also include peer assessment, guidance counselors' reports. You would include student report and other relevant records. So you have to be cognizant of what are the evidences that you want to use. And so you build those evidences so that you can have them to place in your portfolio when it is necessary. So if it is that as a beginning teacher, you are going to create a document where students themselves can rate you as a teacher, rate you as it relates to a lesson that you have taught. So you can do that so that at the end of the day, you will be able to use that as evidence to say that you are conducting yourself in such a manner that it is uplifting to the profession. Additionally, you can have reference letters from your principal, your vice principal, or your head of department. And you can also include information from your logbook as a teacher. Now, as an experienced teacher, these are some of the evidences that you can use. Again, you would build your evidences so that you will have them to use later on in your portfolio. So if it is that your school does not have a student questionnaire or doesn't have an interview schedule, then you can create your questionnaire, you can create your interview schedule so that at the end of the day, when you do conduct these questionnaires, when you do conduct these interviews, then you can have your videos to show, or you can have your PDF of your questionnaire results to show. You can also include attendance registers to show that, yes, you have always been early for school, right? So you can ask your vice principal for a copy of the school's attendance register for teachers where they sign in and sign out to show that, yes, you have been on time for school, you have been on time for class. You can also include peer reviews. You would include logbook. Again, you can document things in your own personal logbook, or if something happened and your principal would have written something in his or her logbook, then you probably can also ask for a copy of that. You can include board reports. You can include copies of appraisals and recommendations that you would have gotten from community persons such as your pastor, from your principal, from your vice principal, you may be going to do an activity, and so you would have asked your someone to give you a recommendation. So you would have that as well. You can also include as evidence teaching awards and recognition. You can include evidences of membership in professional bodies. So you can take pictures if you have certification of membership, you can include those. You may be in clubs in your school, or you're in other clubs in your community. In community projects, you ensure that you take your pictures and you collect your evidences so that you can include them in your portfolio. You can also include involvement in activities such as curriculum development or revision. You were invited or you were sent by your principal to one of these sessions. You would collect some evidence, be it pictures, be it agenda, something like that. You collect that as well. If you have published action research, or you did an article, you could have published those in your QECs, in journals. It could be in your DA that you wrote something and you published it there. You keep those again as evidence to show that you are doing your part to uplift the profession. If you are a teacher who is involved in textbook reviews, then you can include those as well. Now, what I want to do now is to show you what my guiding principle number 6 in my e-portfolio what it looks like. And so you can get an idea how it is that you can arrange your evidences in your e-portfolio. Now, this is just my e-portfolio. This is how I chose to do it. Of course, you are limitless in how it is that you present your evidences. All right, let me try to pull it up. All right, so here we are. This is my e-portfolio, and this is what my guidance principle number 6 looks like. I notice that I personalize it. I say I conduct myself in a manner that uplifts the profession. And here I have pictures, proud JTA member since 1999. And these are pictures of, this one is of me getting an award from the JTA, the RC Tavares Award for excellence in support of the Jamaica Teachers Association. That is Mr. Jasford Gabriel. And the one on my right, or on your right, is a picture of the immediate past president at the time, Mr. Owen Speed. Now I also have here some, what do you call these again? Ooh, they are not tags. Oh goodness, please forgive me. But I have these here that where I have my recommendations, I have my appraisals, I have classroom observation feedback as a grade supervisor. I would have visited my teachers' classes and I would have given them some feedback as to what it is that I saw. So I have evidences of those there. Here also, I am sharing my passion for education. So these are some of the guest speaker arrangements that I was in. Here I was guest speaker also for this was a Read Across Jamaica Day event at an infant school. And these are the awards and recognitions that I would have received. So I have them listed there. Also, if it is that I am conducting myself in a way that uplifts the profession, then of course I would want to show evidences of my students being appreciative. And so here I have also included evidences of those. And that is what my guiding principle number 6 looks like in my e-portfolio. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do hope that you would have learned something from this presentation. And you can contact me if there are any questions that you have, and I will do my best to respond in such a way that you will benefit even better. Thank you so much, and do enjoy the rest of the series that is being put on by Mrs. Boswell-Lewis. Thank you.